Hello, Olu again, Nuggets of Wisdom coming at you again as part of my series, 7 Ds for a Change. 7 Ds. Let's talk about it. Welcome back. While please like, share, hit the notification bell for new content, and please hit that share button so other people can see the content. And the more people that see the more you hit the like button, the more people can see the content. Before I go on, I just want to know if you a new subscriber, you don't know much about this channel. I just want to let you know the premise of the channel is it was born out of my pain. It was born out of my looking at my life and see I might not just be the only one going through this. I mean, I've probably told my story before, being divorced, going through pain, and as men, we really don't discuss this emotional things are not for men to discuss. It's not a sexy topic. You're supposed to be alpha all the time. So nobody discuss this. This is not something they discuss. So I'm here to be that lending ear to you. I'm here for you to understand. I understand what you're going through. I'm here that when there's nobody to talk to, that at least you can maybe what some of my words may help you out. Maybe one of those things that can actually propel you to the next level. Maybe can get you out of the rut. Maybe you went through a job, you loss of a job, break of a relationship, go through a divorce. I hope this helps you. That's why Nuggets of Wisdom was actually started. It was based out of my own life experiences. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. So let's go to the first D. And we're going to take one day at a time. And I actually want to take my time and break it down so you guys can understand. Let me give you a quick background story. In 2011, I was going through a divorce. I would tell you, it was not one of my proud moments at all. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. You know, when people say, I don't even wish it on my own enemy, I really mean that. I really wouldn't wish it on my own enemy. And during this time was a time that I had to take inventory of who I am, take a discovery of who I am, and what would be my next steps. By the way, to give you a little context, I've been married at the time I was married for 15 years, had an 11-year and 9-year kid. That was the hardest thing to do. So let's get into the first D. For you to change anything of substance in your life, and I know people don't really want to talk about it, they want to do a kumbaya, you got to be disgusted. You got to, this is something that at the pit of your stomach gets you to the point that is a step between anger and rage, but you are just disgusted. What does disgusted mean? It's that a disturbed physical or mentally something distasteful is something in the gut of your spirit that makes you feel that this place, I'm going to do something crazy if I do not get out of this place. I'm going to do something crazy if something don't happen. You got to be disgusted. Nothing is going to change. You cannot change what you tolerate. And not because you've been tolerating, you've probably been tolerating it for so long. Now you are getting your breaking point. And now you have a sense of disgust. Maybe you've deemed yourself below average. Maybe you've compromised your position, right? You've made others make your own decisions for you. You've been a copy of you're a copycat, a bad copy of somebody else. Let's say in the case where you had a spouse, whatever she says or whatever he says, you do. You have no sense of yourself. And it's a posture, it's a spirit, it's a sense that you cannot do what you feel somebody cheated you out of something. That's the key. In my case, the first time I felt this sense of disgust, I can't give you the whole story, but I'll tell you what happened. I drove out of my house. Drove to a local Walmart and I sat in my car. I'm not going to say I'm proud of it. And I bawled my eyes out. I was so disgusted. Only what happened to you? Why did you let yourself go? You become a shell of who you used to be. You are not moving in the direction that you really want. You made everybody around you happy, but you were the last on the list. That was who I was. I outsourced my decisions to other people. I was the kumbaya. I get along to get along. And I'm telling you, you make other people happy while you make your own self miserable. Then as long as they are happy, you are temporarily happy, but over time, it's like compound interest. You become super miserable. The scenarios come up in your brain. Then you start remembering, why did I do that? Why did I listen to her? Why did I listen to him? Why did I compromise myself? Why did I violate myself? What happened to me? What happened to me in this situation? I used to be the light of the party. I had a career going, and now a shell of who I am. And a lot of people can get caught up in you giving yourself to relationship. And this is how you know you are being disgusted. You're no longer who you used to be. Your family cannot even recognize you. They don't know who you are. They can't articulate. You yourself, you've lost the plot. You got to be disgusted to make a change. And you see what's going to first happen is like you have to be truthful about yourself. And truthful about the scenario, the situation, and what is going on. You can no longer do that. Oh, it's kind of. No, it's horrible. No, it's terrible. This is not the time to sugarcoat anything. This is not the time for you to pacify the situation. This is the time for you to face the truth head on and say, enough. That is where that sense of disgust comes. That is where things begin to happen. That's what happens. There's going to be a shift in your spirit. There's going to be something in your posture that has to change. So you cannot change unless you feel that sense of physically, mentally, something distasteful down in the pit of your stomach gets to you as you have never seen it before. If you are not there yet, you are not ready to change. You cannot change with passivity. You cannot change that it is kind of bad. It's okay bad. No, this is terrible. No, this is a disaster. And if I go any further, I'm about to blow up. So my brothers, my sisters, for you to have any lasting change in your life, the number one thing from my experience that I didn't read for any book, I felt a sense of disgust. Everything about me my spirit was unsettled. I no longer felt safe around some people, places, or things. That is when you want to make the change. A sense of disgust that you've never felt before. Especially if you're one of those guys like me, the kumbaya, the happy-go-lucky, let's get along to get along kind of guy. When you feel that gust, that is the truth spirit coming out of you. That is something you, for one time in your life, you're facing life and say, enough. Then you know that the change is about to start turning. It's not going to be easy. I can't give you every story of what happened to me. I'm going to be here all day or all night. But one thing that started my change in my life, one thing that got me back on track, one thing that made me have a sense of myself, was I felt disgusted in the spirit. Tomorrow, our next deed, we will discuss in our next video, because I want to really get down to the bottom of this. And if you've never felt disgust before, maybe you're not one of those guys who are passive, because sometimes what normally happens that you become numb. You need to make an inventory of your life. Am I operating in my full God-given gift? Am I operating in my full capacity? Am I being dumbed down based on the people around me? If you are that person, if that is the issue with you, it's time to get disgusted, my brothers. It's time to get disgusted, my sisters. I don't want to bore you because we have another D to go to. But the first level of change for me, and I believe should be for you, is that you have to get disgusted for a real change to take place. This is Olu again, Nuggets of Wisdom.